Good evening, Gindo. So, how many of you have thrown plastic bottles, cans this week, earlier today? Drank from this?
Well, did you know by doing so, you have just created impact? Be honest here.
We've honestly drank from those, and yes, we might have thrown a piece of plastic or can down the garbage this week. But it doesn't make us a bad person, right? Like, it doesn't make you.
You can't deny that you haven't used plastic nor paper at a point in your life and say, "Psst, I haven't used plastic nor paper today."
Our generation grows so fast. The moment something happens deep inside of us,
That's when we begin to care. One Sunday morning, when I first woke up, just about to yawn and stretch,
I feel the cool wind of my aircon trying to float in my warm blanket. I smell my favorite blueberry jam waiting in the kitchen. I listen to my alarm clock singing my favorite song. I smiled. Life is good.
But what I never realized is that
behind the beautiful hidden walls of this vast city filled with malls and busy cars,
all I could ever find, I would find what I barely knew.
on the way to school, when the traffic lights flicker and turn to bright red,
I pulled out my earphone of the blasting music and cleared my mind. It's time for the street people to do their everyday job to survive on this planet we call Earth.
Through the world of my window, all I could ever see were dusty blowing trees and overflowing piles of trash. A little girl walked up to me, staring at me, begging for money in a hand full of nothing.
she stared at me with her innocent eyes wide open. She was dressed in rusted, ragged clothes, filled with dirt. She told me, "Saya ingin bahagia."
She just wanted to be happy, to live in a home where it doesn't count on her picking up the trash.
Living
Live a life without begging money.
in swamps, trash that we consume, and assuming where it ends up.
Another human being's home.
I watched the little girl cry
So
painfully,
so
so
tearfully.
tearfully.
You can almost feel it.
Wishing she would just have a home, safe and secured under the arms of her own mother.
Instead, there she suffers on.
Poverty, dirty street, where her childhood has always been.
Look at this glass of water. Is it half full or half empty?
Today, we live in a world full of hunger,
Poverty.
Crying children in the slum.
begging for living.
The rich are getting richer.
The poor are getting poorer.
Overfishing.
Deforestation.
Global warming.
I wish my feet would plant a tree every time they kiss the ground.
And I wish, with a touch of my finger, it can wipe away.
Trickle away off the dust of the world. But I can't.
Because that's how much the world will love.
Have you noticed, today we have the technology that we don't have in the past.
And I wish every time the sunlight glistens, it will bring life to those who have nothing but aching misery.
And every time the raindrop falls,
It will wash away the hunger of poverty.
we can work together. We often forget, the more trees we cut, the less care we have.
What we do impacts everybody.
Because you can't just hand in money. Where does it all go?
You can't just give away your unused belongings.
Because it will mean nothing more.
What are we even living for?
We all say and keep on saying we should change the world.
Because if you ask about what are you going to do about global warming,
The only rational answer is to change the way in which we do.
People often say more than they do.
how many times do you hear the words,
Change the world.
When we, people of this earth, haven't even changed ourselves?
And every time the wind will fall like heavy stones through thick air.
And when the skies will turn from navy blue to cloudy mist of infections.
The world has never apologized for.
And when the world still starts to fade in shades of despair.
Maybe we're just scribbles written on broken canvas.
Tracing out the corner of the world.
Or maybe we're just longing for better years.
Puzzling out the missing pieces.
Maybe the world is a glass jar.
Everyone is trying to fit inside it to survive.
But once the crack inched closer and closer to the breaking point,
It will soon erupt in saturations and in contrast to poverty.
an explosion of black and white of global warming.
Like the world has held on to it for so many years.
Or maybe,
Just maybe.
Time is a motivation to keep destroying the future we yearn for.
The world can crumble and melt so easily.
just like hanging ice under the heat.
You can hold only so little in your hands. The pain is unbearable, and it lingers until it finally melts.
No matter how many bandages you try to cover the pain, the red marks of the cold bruises will still stay there.
Just like the impact we have.
How many landmarks erupts in seconds?
How many lives slip away to become floating particles?
How many forests are swept away each year? But no matter how beautiful the sunlight glimmers through miles of cloud,
No matter how beautiful snowflake wings its way through the cold December snow,
No matter how beautiful the ocean waves trembles and smiles back at you and the shoreline,
it's what lies behind it
that matters. Thank you.
thank you.